Which problem you would like to discuss? Number 7. Okay, let's do number 7. Everybody. This is a problem Izo would like us to solve the inequality, stay, and grab the solution set. Okay. What would you do? This is a quadratic inequality, right? Z squared minus 6z minus 2 less than 0. Thank you for asking this, because this is very different. Can we factor this? How do you factor it? If you say yes, how do you factor it? I need your input, everybody. This is quadratic. Okay, yes, I heard you say this is quadratic. Okay? And then what? They want you to stay and grab the solution set. What would do? What should we do? If I change this to equal sign, can you do it? Yes. You just use a quadratic formula, right? But now this is not. This is not equal sign. This is less than, right? Well, some people say, you know, Dr. Chen, I can still try to find when it will be equal to 0. Okay, so let's do it. Okay? So let z squared minus 6z minus 2, see where it will equal to 0. So now let's use a quadratic formula. Can we use a quadratic formula? Yes. So z equals to what? Negative b plus minus square root b squared minus 4ac over 2a. And what is that? That is 2 times 1, 6 plus minus square root 36 minus 4ac. Is that right? And what is that? That is 6 plus minus 36 minus negative 4 times 1 times negative 2 is 36 plus 8. So there will be 44. Okay, so far so good? But what is that? Well, 4 times 11. So I have 6 plus minus 2 square root of 11. 2 square root of 11 over 2. Now, in the numerator, I can factor out 2. Are you with me? So I'm getting this, right? So now I can divide out the common factor because now this is in multiplication form, right? Okay, so the answer is 3 plus minus square root of 11. Does it make sense? Can anybody tell me what is that what is the approximation of these two numbers? What is 11, square root of 11? Square root of 11 is more than 3. Am I correct? What is square root of 11? It's more than square root of 9. Am I correct? So this is what? 3 point something. Yeah? Because square root of 16 is 4, right? So you would say there are two numbers. One is about 6 something. And the other one, 3 minus 3 point something, it will be negative 0 point something. Are you with me? Because 3, this is 3 point something. 3 plus 3 point something is 6 point something, right? Yes or no? Square root of 11 is about 3 point something, right? Is that right? So 3 plus 3 point something is 6 point something. Am I correct? If you use your calculator, you can find it. But I just want you to think about it without using calculator. Yes or no? So means it will have two x-intercept. One is here. One is here. When z equals to 3 plus square root of 11, okay, the whole thing equal to 0. When z equals to 3 minus radical 11, the whole thing is 0. By setting it 0, that means when the output will be 0, right? And others, it will be go up or go down. Now, look at this. For this function, the leading coefficient is positive or negative? Positive. So this is a quadratic function facing up or down? Up. So it looks like this. So I tried to figure that out, okay? But at this point, okay, we just want to stay and grab the solution set. So at these 2 points, the whole function will be 0. Now, these 2 points separate the whole number line into 3 parts. One is greater than this, one is between, one is less than that. Am I correct? So, choose a test point. Choose a test point. I said already, 3 plus radical 11 is about 6 point something, right? So choose a number in this region. Iso, choose a number greater than 3 plus radical 11. Can you choose a very obvious big number bigger than this? Like what? Like 10. Or like what? 100. 1,000. Those are the numbers greater than this number. Am I correct? Choose a number. Which one? 10. Okay. So, Brianna, 10. 10 squared is what? 100. Minus 6 times 10 is what? Minus 60. So you get what? 40. 40 minus 2 is what? 38. Oh, I pick up 10, and that number plugging here is 38. 38 is positive or negative? If you pick up number here, testing point, and you plug it in and you get 38, which is positive, it says for all the numbers here, it's going to be positive. Okay, if you pick up 1,000, plug it in, you will make it positive. If you pick up, say, 12 or 20, you will make it positive. You only need to choose a testing point. Okay, now, between these two numbers, can you pick up a very obvious number? Be smart, be smart, be smart. I want you to choose a number between these two numbers, and that is very easy. What is that number? Tell me. I haven't heard you. Smart, smart, be smart. 0. See 0 here? If you have 0, plug in 0. 0 squared is 0. Minus 0 is 0. 0 plus 0 minus 2 is what? Negative 2. So, if you pick up 1 point, you can pick up 1. Okay, let's pick up 1. 1 squared is what? 1. Minus 6. Negative 5. Negative 5 minus 2. Negative 7. So it's negative, right? Pick a number. We call testing point. Pick a testing point, plug it in. If it's negative, every point here, plug it in will be negative. Here we already say it's positive. So you pick up a testing point, and you see that make it this negative. So you know every point inside will make it negative. Okay? Now pick up point less than this. Pick up an obvious number. Easy one. Negative 1. Okay, negative 1 squared is what? Negative 1 times negative 1 is what? 1. 1 minus 6 times negative 1 is 1 plus 6 is 7. 7 minus 2 is what? 5. Is that positive or negative? Positive. Do you see that? So it says, I want to find the solution making it negative. So if you want to find a solution making it negative, it will be where? It will be in between. Am I correct? Yeah? Yes? No? No? Yes? Yes. So you get that. I don't have this. Okay? You get it? That the numbers, okay, in between these 2 points will make this function negative. Does it make sense? Okay. See, I only want negative. At these 2 points will make it equal to 0. I don't want it, right? Okay, so it will be open interval. Are you with me? So the answer for this problem, it will be what? Parentheses, 3 minus radical 11, comma, 3 plus radical 11. Does it make sense? This is an interval notation. The solution. Okay? All right? So I will go back to this. Okay, it asks you, what is the solution set? So you type in the solution set. Okay, so let's type in. What is the solution set? You will say parentheses, and then the first one is what? 3 minus radical 11, and here is what? 3 plus what? Radical 11. Okay? Check. Fantastic. Yeah, of course. You are fantastic. Does it make sense now? Okay, so let's review this. I will post this on Canvas. If you check Canvas, I already post some of the class notes on Canvas, right? Is that good? Shh. Quickly go over this. Quickly go over this. We need to solve this inequality, state and graph the solution set. This is the graph. This is the solution, okay, in the interval notation. Well, if you want to write in, I think usually they ask you to write in interval notation, okay? The way to do it is what? Making it equal to 0. I make it equal to 0, and I want to find out where will make it equal to 0, and I found it. How do I find it? Using quadratic formula, or you can factor it, right? For this one, you cannot factor it in integers, so you find it using quadratic formula. After you find it, these 2 points separate the whole number line to 3 regions. Region 1, region 2, region 3. And you just need to choose one testing point from one region to see whether that testing point plugged into the function make it positive or negative. Does it make sense? Okay? Yesterday we learned to find the sign of each factor, right? You can do that for this one too. Okay? But I think when the number is so involved, I think maybe testing point make it, easier. Okay? Let me show you if I do the sign chart. Okay, can I call this number A1 and A2? Well, you know what? Doesn't matter. Let me call it x minus, this number is 3 plus square root of 11. The other factor, because I can, z, this is z, yeah? Z. Because this I can factor as a product of these two, okay? I think that you probably don't quite get what I'm doing, but I will explain to you. Okay, let me move it up a little bit. Remember, if I have z squared minus, say, 2z, and then minus 15 equal to 0, you will get z minus 5 times z plus 3 equal to 0. Remember yesterday? Yeah? And then you would say, okay, Dr. Chen, I have negative 3 and 5 equal to 0, right? So I'm going to discuss the sign of z minus 5 and the sign z plus 3 and see where it will be positive. And we see that will be positive here, 0 at 5, negative here, 0 at negative 3, positive to its right, negative to its left, and then positive times positive is positive. Remember yesterday's? Yeah. Okay? Now, you get these two numbers, which is involved with radical. But still, it's just like you got 3 and 5. Does it make sense? So actually, the previous function can be written as this factor times that factor. Okay? So at here, it is 0, and here is positive. Okay, so let me see. Here is 0, and then here is positive, and over here is negative. Here is 0. To its right is positive. To its left is negative. So you can see positive times positive is positive. Negative times positive is negative. Negative times negative is positive. Does it make sense? Okay? This is using the sign chart. Now you learn, besides the sign chart, you can also choose a testing point to test. Does it make sense? All right. Next question. Any question? More? Which one you want to do? Number 4. Okay, let's do number 4. What happened to this number 4? Number 4, everybody look at number 4. Can I have all of you do it? Number 4. This is similar to what I just did, right? Much, much easier. Well, actually similar level. Okay, do it. This is exactly the same problem that we just done. It just have different number. No, you cannot factor this. You cannot factor this one. You try it. You cannot factor this one in integers. Are you done? You should be done by now. No, you have to discuss what is the solution. What is the solution? Just like the previous one. I can let you see what we did earlier for your information. What did we do? Okay, you try to let it equal to 0, find out where it will be 0, right? And then those 2 points is going to separate the whole number line to 3 regions. And on each region, you have to choose a test point to see whether it make it positive or negative, right? Okay, so let's do this one together. Now, first, you let this equal to 0. And then you find out what is x, right? So the answer is 6 plus minus square root of what? 8 over 2. And you can write it, factor it out, right? Okay? And then you get 2 and 3 plus radical 2 over 2. 3 plus minus, thank you. So 2 will divide out with 2. So the answer is 3 plus minus square root of 2. Now, you can draw this big number line. You say, well, there are 2 points. One is 3 plus radical 2. The other point, 3 minus radical 2. That separate the whole number line into 3 regions, right? And I'm going to see which region will make my function less than or equal to 0. Okay. Choose a point. Choose a point. Choose a point. 5. You can choose even a larger point, make it very obvious. Let's say choose 100, right? 1 or 10. 10 squared is 100. 100 minus 60 is what? 40. 40 plus 7, 47. So here is what? Positive. You choose x equal to 10, right? Then you find out the function value, make it positive, which is here. Now you choose a point in between. What is a point in between? Be smart.
0.
Yeah, choose 0, right? No. Is that what 0 in between? No. 0 is not in between. What is a point in between? Be smart.
2, 1.
No. What is a point in between? Be smart.
1,
3.
3.
3 is in between, right? Yes or no? Yeah. 3 is in between, so choose 3. 3. So 3 squared minus 6 times 3 plus 7. What is that? That is 9 minus 18 plus 7. So you get what? Negative 2. So all the points you pick up and plug in, you will get negative. Does it make sense? All right. Now here, choose a point. What is the point you want to choose? 0. Yes, that's a good choice. So choose x equal to 0. Okay? 3 will be in between here, and 0 is somewhere here, right? And 10 is somewhere there. Are you with me? Okay? So choose 0. 0 squared minus 6 times 0 plus 7 is what? 7. Is that what? Positive. What do I want? I want to find a number making it less than or equal to 0. So where? It will be in between, yeah? But that is making it negative. How about making it equal to 0? Oh, then I will include those 2 points. Does it make sense? Yes? Yes or no? Yes. Because, see, 3 plus minus radical 2 will make it equal to 0. Right? Making it equal to 0. Those are the points that making it equal to 0 here. Right? Here's positive, here's 0, negative, here's positive. But then at those 2 points, those are the zeros, right?
So why was it not inclusive?
Oh, the other one is less than.
Okay.
There's no equal to 0. Does it make sense? Okay, so answer. Okay, it will be brackets 3 minus radical 2 to 3 plus radical 2. Thank you so much for asking. Okay. So far, so good? Do you need 13? Are you sure? Okay, number 13. Number 13, x plus 7 squared greater than negative 2. Haha. Think about it. When you square something, square anything, that number has to be greater than or equal to 0. Am I correct? When you square When you take a number and you square it, it must be greater than or equal to 0. Of course, it will be greater than or equal to -2, right? Right? So that means what? That means x can be any real number. Does it make sense? No matter what is the number, when you square it, it must be greater than or equal to 0, right? So it must be greater than -2. So the solution set is what? From -infinity to infinity. If you want to sketch it, it will be the whole number line. Does it make sense?
So that's all you have to do.
Yeah, that's it. Okay? It's a wonderful question. All right? 20. I love questions. Okay, solve the inequality. Solve the inequality. 2x squared plus 16 less than 8x. Okay, what should we do? Well, remember we say, sorry? Very good. You want to what? This is an inequality, right? You can divide both sides by a positive number, can I? So let's divide both sides by a positive number 2. So you get x squared plus 8 less than 4x. Yeah? Okay. Now, what's next? Well, remember, we would like to what? We would like to find, okay, very good. Make one side to be 0, okay? Subtract 4x on both sides, you get x squared minus 4x plus 8 less than 0. Does it make sense? So you are solving this. Am I correct? Okay, very, very good. These are very good questions. Okay, now you know how to solve it, right? You want to solve when it will be less than 0. Let's see when it will equal to 0, right? And then you will have those regions to check. So you let this equal to 0. Then you can find out the solution by quadratic formula. So 4 plus minus square root 4 squared minus 4ac. And what is that? That is 4 plus minus square root 16 minus 32. Sean, what is 16 minus 32?
16.
Negative 16, thank you. So 4 plus minus square root negative 16 over 2. Wow, negative 16 inside the radicand. Wow, wow, wow. So what is that? That is, oh, you get imaginary, right? You get imaginary number. So you get 4 plus minus square root 16i over 2. Now, what is square root of 16? 4. So you get 4 plus minus 4i over 2. Yeah? So I can factor out 4. 1 plus minus I over 2. Okay? This is now, they multiply each other, so you can divide out the common factor. Right? So the answer is 2 plus minus 2i. Am I correct? This is real or imaginary? This is complex number, right? This is complex number. Am I correct? This is complex number. Right? When you have a complex number, a solution, they come in conjugate, in pair. If you have a solution that is complex number, and you know that every coefficient is real, then you know they must come in pair. Do I make it clear now? I say one more time. When you solve an equation, for this one, you see, you do not have a real number solution. You only have what? Complex number. when you have a real coefficient, this is real coefficient, right? 1, 84, and 8, they are real numbers. And you have one complex number as a solution, then you know they come in pair. You must have the other one is a conjugate. They must be conjugate, coming in pair. Does it make sense? All right. So anyway, my question. This is a quadratic equation. It's a parabola. And you want to find out where it was equal to 0 means what? Do you know what does it mean? By solving this, I am trying to find where I'm going to intersect with the where it was equal to 0. And now you find out, hey, sorry, nowhere. There's no real number will touch it. Okay? There's no anywhere will touch it. Look at the previous one. Okay? I want to show you. This shows if I draw the quadratic graph for this function, it's going to be doing this. It's facing up, right? It's going to be like that. Does it make sense? And you have two x-intercepts. But now for this one, you only have complex number as your solution. No real number solutions. Means what? Means this parabola, no intersection with the real number line. No intersection with the x-axis. It is high in the sky. Does it make sense? Means what? No real solutions. Okay? No real solution. You only have complex solutions, right? No real solutions. The parabola has no intersection with the x-axis. The parabola has no intersection with x-axis. Does it make sense? So it's above. It's above the x-axis. So what is the solution set? Wait. So now, go back. What do I want? I want to find the number making it what? Making it less than 0. Do you see that? This is what I want, right? I want it, what? Less than 0. Yeah? But it doesn't cross the x-axis. It's above the x-axis, right?
In that quadrant, it's always positive.
Yeah, this is positive. So, means what? No solution. So the solution set is empty set. No solution, no real solution will make it less than 0. How about if I change the problem? I say greater than 0. I want to find the solution making x squared minus 4x plus 8 greater than 0. Then you will say what? All real numbers, right? Because all real numbers making this is greater than 0. Is that right? Yeah? It's above the x-axis, right?
So any number.
It's any number will be your answer. So let me put number 21. If I put number 21 or 20 prime, this is a new problem. I want to solve x squared minus 4x plus 8 greater than 0. Okay? If I want to solve this problem, then the solution set is what? We do the same solution process. The solution set is what? All real number. Okay? It's all real number. Okay? Does it make sense? Does it make sense? Yes or no? Yeah? Okay. Thank you, Izo, for asking such wonderful questions. Oh, you don't know why. Okay. What do I want? I want this function greater than 0. See? This function is all greater than 0. Above the y value is the function value, right? This is your y, right? Input is x. You get y. This is a function value. It's greater than 0. It's above. No. This is your y. Okay. Do you get that? I am finding this is my function. Okay, give me an x, I can give you a y, right? This is your y. This is your function value. Does it make sense? Okay? So when it will be less than 0. You see, this is no real solution. So there's no cross. There's no intersection with the x-axis, right? It's actually above it. So there's no real solution. The previous one, you find two real solutions, right? One is 3 plus radical 2. The other one is 3 minus radical 2 is here. And this function is what? Leading coefficient is 1, so it's facing up. So if you draw this, it's going to be going this way. If you draw this function, let me use oops, excuse me. I don't know. I don't want to make it look complex, but you are going to get something like this. Okay? The graph for this is this curve. It's facing up. Does it make sense? Okay? So right now I'm asking when this will be less than 0. So see? This is the part less than 0. Means what? Less than 0 means what? The value, the y value is less than 0. This is the y value. Y value is vertical, right? Axis. Is this less than 0? It's under the x-axis, right? So where the graph will be under the x-axis? Oh, from this point to that point. Does it make sense? So if I change this problem, okay, now I'm going to change this problem. You're going to answer me. I'm changing this problem, say when this will be greater than 0. Then how do you answer? It will be either here or there. So you will have this interval union that interval. Understand? Okay? Let's do one more example. I know this is hard, huh?
Question. Negative integers don't exist materialized, right? Like, we can't have -1 in terms of material, can we? Or like -2 or -3.
What do you mean?
We can only go as far as having nothing in terms of material. Like, when you think like, this is 2 sheets of papers, and then I can show you, like, now you have 0 paper, but you don't have -2 paper.
Oh, what do you mean by -2? -2 means what? You owe somebody.
Yeah, but you see, there isn't any kind of concrete thing for it, like you have with numbers of counting. I don't know. It's conceptual.
Or you make it an order, like, for example, if PCC, you use PCC as center, as 0. You say going east is positive number. Then going west will be negative number. Okay, positive and negative, actually, in the daily life usage, is the direction. Okay? You use that to order things. Okay, so when you, in the wall, okay, say, the airplane is going to detect where is the enemy, right? They're going to say, the coordinate is something. They must use very simple things. They have no, you have to save time. So they must use some very simple things, which is symbol, right? They have no time to type in, oh, it's to the east or blah, blah, blah. No. They have to use very simple things. So what is the most simple thing? It's a coordinate. When I say 3, 5, you know where is that. If you know where's the origin. If you set up where's the positive, where's the negative, then you know what do you mean by 3, 5. The location is 3, 5. See, you know everything. Does it make sense? When I say -2, 1, you know everything, right? That is the power of math. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's do this one. Factor it. Thank you. Thank you, Claire. We factor it and make it very friendly, okay? So x minus 5 times x plus 3 greater than 0. Okay. Now, what do? So x equals, you know what? I make it equal to 0, right? I make that equal to 0. So x equal to 5 or x equal to what? -3. So I am looking at 5 and -3, and we know at 5 is 0, and -3 it is 0. Am I correct? Okay. So you choose a point. you can choose a testing point when it is greater than 5. Audrina? 7. Choose something that easy to calculate. 10. 10 squared is 100. Minus 20 is 80. 80 minus 15. 65. So here is what? Positive. Choose something in between. Choose an easy one, okay? Audrina? Choose something easy between these two numbers, which is? What? 0. Is 0 easy enough? Okay, plug it in. 0 minus 15 is what? Negative, right? Okay, choose another point again. Negative 10. Okay, negative 10 times negative 10 is positive 100. And then minus 2 times negative 10, it will be plus 20. So it's 120. 120 minus 15, 105. So it's what? Positive, right? What do I want? Oh, I want it to be positive, right? So where? Is here or there. So I'm going to use my green marker and say all the points here or all the points there will make it positive. Do I include negative 3?
No.
Do I include 5?
No.
So you make it open interval. Does it make sense? So the answer will be negative infinity to negative 3 union 5 to infinity. Does it make sense? Okay, thank you so much. This is the graph. This is the interval notation. Okay? Can I do number 9? Solve the inequality, graph the solution set.
What number was that last one?
What number is the last one? I make it up. Okay, number 9. That is the same. Number 9. Number 9. X squared minus 8x plus 16 greater than 0. Okay. Well, I try to find where it will make it equal to 0. So what is that? A plus minus square root 64 minus 4 times 1 times 16. Exactly. I love that. See, you recognize that. I do not need to use a quadratic formula, do I? No, such an easy one, right? This is what? Well, even though you do it, you are going to see this is a plus minus square root of 0, which is you get what? 4. But you don't need that. You can very quickly know this is x minus 4 squared equal to 0. So x equals to what? 4. Oh, 4. Both of them are 4, right? They are the same solution. Am I correct? Yes or no?
Yes.
You have quadratic. Quadratic has degree 2. Degree 2 equations has 2 solutions. Degree 3 equation has 3 solutions. Degree 5 equations has what? 5 solutions. Okay? Degree 2 solution has 2 solutions, and right now you have 2 same solutions. Okay. Well, what does it mean? The same thing. Draw it. I have number line here. This is my 4. Okay? So, what do I want? Choose a testing point on its right, choose a testing point on its left, and see which one is positive, which one is negative. Okay. You choose 0, then here is what? Positive. Right? Okay, choose another one. Choose 10. All right, choose 10. 10 squared is 100. 100 minus 80 is what? 20. 20 plus 16 still? Positive. Oh, positive. What happened? Nothing. This is real. So what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? So what do you want? You want this function to be positive. So where is positive? It's here Oh, skip 4. Or there, right? Do I include 4? No. So it's like this. Right? Okay? So the answer will be negative infinity to 4 union 4 to infinity. Now you probably wonder, Dr. Chen, what happened to this? Of course, this is a parabola. This parabola, okay, is facing up. Like that. Okay? This is 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. This is my y-axis. Okay? This is my x-axis. This is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? It's facing up, only touching. It's just touching this point. The vertex is at 4, 0. Does it make sense? Where's the vertex for this parabola? The parabola has a vertex. The vertex is at where? 4, 0. This is the touching, okay? There's no crossing. It's not crossing 2 points. Does it make sense? It's wonderful questions. Wow, we spent almost the whole class discussing these wonderful questions. You must have very good understanding about quadratic inequality now, right? Okay. What section is this? 7.6. You will not forget 7.6. Okay. Not done, not done. We have something to go over, very important one. Your packet. Can I have all of you look at your packet? I need to finish the packet with all of you. I will scan this and put on Canvas. Okay? Perfect. I want to listen to you. Tell me which one you have more questions. And then we can do it together. Even though I'm going to post this online. Yes? Can I just do 5C? Yeah. It is such a problem that so simple and people having some understanding problem. All right, now look at this. (2y equal to 16y). Any question? Any suggestion? What would you like to do? What? You want to divide? Who would like to divide? Okay, 1. Oh, you also want to divide. You want to divide both sides by something. And ladies and gentlemen, when you divide, well, this is like a comic show. When you divide, you have to be very careful. You cannot divide by, what do you want to divide by? 2y. 2, I know, 2 is 2. Y, do you know what is y? No, I don't know either. How could you divide by something you don't know? Because you have to be very careful. When you divide, you cannot divide by 0, right? So you cannot do that. Sorry. Okay. Jamie would like to divide both sides by 2y. Okay. So this guy tried to follow his instruction. 2y divided by 2y equals to 16y divided by 16y. Because they say, you know what? We can divide both sides by the same thing. Okay, let's do it. Okay, so now people say, what are you dividing by? I'm dividing by 2y. Do you know what is y? No, I don't know. How about if y is 0? Then you are in trouble, right? So you have to be very careful. You cannot just randomly divide by something, okay? You have to make sure. So you may not continue. Why? Not until you know 2y is not 0, okay? You must guarantee 2y is not 0 before you continue. But you don't know, right? So what can you do? All right, so you you want to divide by 2? Okay, divide by 2. You get what? Y equal to 8y. Okay, so what is y? It's still not done yet. All right, so how do you do it? Hey, you have 4 operations. Come on. Ladies and gentlemen, you can You can add, you can subtract, you can multiply, you can divide. So subtract. Wonderful. Subtract both sides by 2y. Okay? Subtract both sides by 2y. There you go. Then 2y subtract by 2y is 0. 16y subtract 2y is 14y. Now, I divide both sides by what? By 14. And 14 is not 0, right? So yes, you can divide. 0 divided by 14, you get what? 0. Does it make sense? Okay? So, this is a very important problem. It's very easy, but I can make it more complicated, and you have to know. Always keep in mind, you do not want to divide by a variable. Does it make sense? Because when you divide by a variable, you may lose some solution. So let me show you this. What do I mean? When, I write it very large, when solving an equation, we do not want to divide both sides by a variable. Why? We may lose one solution. Okay, let me show you why. Okay, so three y squared equals to 6y. Okay. If some of you say, Dr. Chen, let's divide both sides by y, or you can divide both sides by 3y, then what do you get? Then you get 3y equals to 6 divided by y. So y equals to 2. And what do I say? It's wrong. Why? Can you tell me what is the degree of this equation? It's degree what? 2. You missed 1. So what is the right way? The right way is what? Is subtract. 3y squared subtract 6y equals to 0. Now you factor. You factor out 3y. You get y minus 2 equal to 0. So now y equal to 0 or y equals to 2. Now you have two solutions. Here, you lose one. Does it make sense? All right? Okay. Okay, now, any more? I'm talking about the packet. Okay? If not, I'm expecting all of you finish this by tomorrow. So tomorrow I'm going to collect this again, but you have a packet 2, which are word problems. You do have inequality, you have quadratic inequality, and also word problems. Okay, I really need to go over some word problem with you guys. Can I have all of you look at the 7.5? Everybody open your book to 7.5. I need to draw your attention. Why we are learning this? Anybody thought about this? Why do I care functions. Okay? Why? Why do I care? If any behavior, okay, say this business, its revenue or its income or its whatever, it's having this behavior, which is a parabola, then you have a very good question to ask. Is the parabola facing up or the parabola facing down? If the parabola facing up means it will have what kind of value? Minimum. No, not always positive, right? When you're facing up, you may, when you say positive or negative, you are talking about y value, right? If this parabola is facing up, okay, then you can talk about minimum value, right? If this parabola is facing down, you can talk about what? Maximum, right? And this is your minimum. Am I correct? So if a lot of companies, they have this kind of shape for their cost. Okay? And this is probably will be your profit. Okay? So you have maximum profit, minimum cost. All right? Somebody will say, well, the more you make copy, when you go, if you are going to design some wedding card or invitation, you know if you are going to make it a lot copies, the more that you make, the less unit price will be. But then after a certain number, say I'm going to invite 1,000 people, you're going to have every card will cost you very little money, right? But you only invite 3 people, they will be hard because you are going to have setup fee, design fee. You only invite 3 people. Each card will be so expensive. I think you all get that idea, right? But after 1,000 cards, if you are going to say, I'm going to have 1,100, then this boss is going to come and say, you know what? I don't think you want that. It's going to cost you too much for each card. You say, why? Because sometimes the setup can only handle up to 1,000. After $1,000 cards, they have to use different machine. And that different machine will cost different overhead. Does it make sense? That's why after a certain point, it may go up. Okay? You will get, yeah. Anyway. You don't need to know those details. You only need to know if the model is a parabola I'm looking for, or I'm going to ask you to look for maximum or minimum. So the most important thing is you decide where you are going to have the maximum or minimum. Where? No matter it's facing up or facing down, you have to find what? The vertex, right? You have to find where is my vertex. Yeah? Does it make sense? Okay, so if I have a function that is negative 3x squared, okay, all right, okay, make it negative 3, plus 12x, and then minus, say, 9. Where, okay, so let me call this is my whatever function. I want to find the maximum. Well, of course. This is a negative, so it's facing down. I will have maximum. Where? When x equal to what, I will have maximum. Then you try to find your vertex, right? How did you find your vertex? Well, you try to use your completing the square. You can find a form, right? Let's try it. So let's focus on these 2 terms. Factor out negative 3, you get what? X squared, and then minus 4x. Yeah? Put this on the side. Okay. Now you ask yourself, what is the number for you to add? It will become a complete square. 4, yes. X squared minus 4x plus 4. But I have to be careful. I want to balance it by minus 4. So these 3 terms will become a complete square, right? It will become x minus 2 squared and then minus 4. So I will have negative 3 times x minus 2 squared plus 12 minus 9. Do you see that? I distribute. It's plus 12, and then at the end, I have minus 9, right? So I get negative 3 times x minus 2 squared plus what? 3, yeah? Okay. So far, so good? So when x equal to what, this term will be 0? 2. That is the place for you get the extremum. So when x equal to 2, the y value equals to 3. Right? So the vertex is when x equal to 2, y value equal to 3. So the maximum value is 3. It happens or it occurs at x equal to 2. Does it make sense? So 3 is your maximum. Okay? There is a general formula for where you can find the maximum or minimum. When x equals to negative b over 2a. What is negative b? What is a here? A equals to negative 3. What is b? B equals to 12, right? So negative b over 2a is what? Negative 12 over 2 times negative 3, and that is what? Negative 12 over negative 6, and that is what? 2. That is, you find your x. Negative b over 2a.
So you
How?
have to go through all those.
Unless they ask you to use the completing the square to find it, you don't need to go over this. But how do you find that negative b over 2a? Is using the completing the square. Okay? Does it make sense? All right. So good that we finish all chapter 7. Okay? We still need to do some problems, application problem on 7.5 tomorrow. I will try to send you some word problem packet for you to work on. Okay?
If it was,
Yeah.
say we went to